Hey. Hello, my name is Selena.
And my name's Theoni, and you are listening to Piping Hot.
Hello, and welcome back to another exciting episode of Piping Hot.
Jeez, don't sound so excited, Selena. God.
I feel like it's been a while since we've recorded.
It actually is, because we recorded Love on the Brain. We read it, and then we recorded it so fast. So now to jump into another episode, it's like, it does feel like it's been forever.
Definitely. How have you been?
Good. I've been really busy. I feel like our life updates are the same every week, but I'm good. I'm just trying to, number one, Selena's coming to visit me this week. Whoop whoop. So
Yes.
I've been trying to prepare for her to come, because I'm psycho and I need everything organized and perfect and clean anytime someone visits my home. So I'm preparing for that. Work has been freaking nuts. Yeah, I've started rereading At Qatar, which of course is taking over my life and my For You page. And I'm convincing my friends to read At Qatar. So not only am I reading it and seeing it on my own social media, but I'm also getting their updates on it. So it's like, it literally is my life at this point. Mm-hmm. So that's
I don't blame you.
Yeah, I don't blame myself either, to be honest. Like, I'm okay with it. I am obsessed with it. But life is good. I think I'm excited to have a little bit of a break this week and for us to hang out, because we have like so many fun things planned. Like, I'm so excited.
You guys, not only do we have a schedule, but we have a running list of TikToks that we need to make.
Yes, we literally have so many TikToks we have to make. Like, it's actually crazy. And the best part is I know it'll take us like 10 years a piece to learn the TikTok. So then it's going to end up taking forever. So I might like do a dress rehearsal before you show up, so I'm prepared. And then we can make the TikToks.
Okay, sounds good. I'll probably do the same then too.
Great. What are you? How are you, Selena? How you doing?
I'm doing good. I mean, I don't know. My life update is the same as yours. Like, there's nothing really happening. Like, life is really busy. Adulthood is not as exciting as people make it out to be. Like,
it's not for real. Unless you have tons of money to do whatever you want.
Exactly, but I don't. So I'm working, which has been fine. I'm reading and writing, and I got to pack for Boston. But other than that, it's been chill.
I feel like whenever Selena and I hang out, our outfits always have to be like 100%. Like,
yeah,
not necessarily when we're cozy, but when we go out, we're like, okay, we got to look hot. We got to get ready to go. Yeah. Selena is convinced on this trip, I think, that I'm going to meet my husband. Like, she has sent me so many TikToks where she's like, this needs to happen to you. And I love it, because like, I would love for that to happen to me. So we're going to find those opportunities and make it happen. And let me tell you guys,
I'm trying to manifest it for you.
No, please. Thank you. I need the help. And like, honestly, y'all, when Selena and I were in college, she was the best wingman. And I'm not going to get into details because I don't feel comfortable sharing these things publicly. But I will say, Selena is the best wingman you could ever ask for. So
I just want everyone to be happy and living their life, you know?
Yes.
Which reminds me of a TikTok that you just sent me recently where like the girl made a dating resume for her friend or whatever.
Yes.
And I'm like, we need to do that. And I'm like ready to print it out and hand it out to guys at the bar.
Oh my God. Can you freaking imagine? See, that's the kind of thing that I would literally melt into the ground. If someone had my resume and was reading it and I was standing them and could see them reading it, I would want to like, I don't know. Just
disappear.
Yeah, disappear into the abyss for sure.
Yeah.
But anyways, I am very excited for you to come visit. I think it'll add some spice to our life, you know, our adult lives. Truly.
Our boring adult lives.
Literally. I'm thinking tomorrow I'm going to talk to our office manager and see about getting Friday off or like working a half day. But I decided that I don't want to like lie because it's just too sketchy and I'm too new that I don't want to lie.
Okay.
So I think I'm just going to ask and be like, is there any possibility I could either get Friday off or I could have a half day or something like that, because my friend who's visiting last minute decided to take the day off. So I think I'm going to do it that way. And if they say no, they say no. So
your heart is too good. And I love that about you.
Thanks.
Like you have such a kind heart, because I would have been like, fuck it. I would have been like, I am sick or bye. Like I would have just.
Yeah. Well, it is what it is. Or and then the evil part of my brain is like, what if I just don't show up and they're like, you're working, and I was like, no, I asked for it off, and they're gonna be like, no, you're working, and then I'll be like,
just gaslight them.
Yeah, I'm gonna gaslight my bosses until I get a day off.
Oh my god!
Can you imagine?
What are you talking about? I wasn't scheduled for Friday.
Literally.
I already told you this 2 weeks ago. Like
literally.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god. But yeah. No, I'm not gonna do it. What are you drinking now that you're taking a sip out of it? So I hit you at a really uncomfortable time.
Thanks. I'm drinking a new tea today.
Shut up, guys! Alert! There's a new tea in the Piping Hot Pod community. What is it?
Jack went to Target and he wanted to get some tea, and he picked up Oolong tea.
Oh,
and
what
so
is Oolong?
it's like supposed to be some sort of like healthy tea that like gives you energy. It's like caffeinated tea. But he wanted it, and he was like, oh, you should drink it. And it's actually really good. It's a little floral, but I like it.
What is an oolong? Or is it like a mix?
Can I
not
tell you
it?
Yeah, go for it.
What is an oolong? Made from the leaves of the Camellia sinensis. I don't know how to read that word. Plant. The same plant used to make green tea and black tea. Okay, so what makes it oolong? Oh my god, this is giving me nothing. I hate Google. I quit. Like that. I want to know where does oolong come from? So I'm drinking the blood orange one that I drank last week. And I'm drinking it again because last week I stopped drinking it like halfway through the episode because it kind of tasted moldy. And I wasn't sure if it was my mug or like the tea or the water I used in the tea. So I drank it this time. I'm drinking it iced with Brita water, and it tastes much better. So I think something was wrong with the tap water or the cup. So
Oh, interesting. Well, I'm happy it tastes better this time around.
Thank God, because
yeah.
Anyways.
Last week we said we were doing one topic, but by now you should already know that whenever we commit or tell you guys something, we never really follow through.
We're liars. We are.
Really, truly. And so this week, instead of doing deal breakers, Theoni and I are just going to do a pop culture catch up, because if you also listened to last week's episode, you should know that we brought zero pop culture. And so
we have to make up for ourselves. And the deal
Exactly.
breakers thing, I'm going to be transparent because I think it's really funny. We had that idea and we thought it was really good, but then we both realized we had no idea what it meant. So
okay, but also to our defense, we came up with it literally as we were still recording the episode. We were like, what should we do next week?
Yeah, we're exposed in this moment. We are exposed.
Sorry.
But that's okay. We are who we are. Kesha.
Yeah.
I live by that every day of my life. All right, guys. So my first pop culture moment that I feel like we have to talk about is Young Gravy and Sherry Nicole at the VMAs. Sherry Nicole is Addison Rae's mom.
God.
We all know, or maybe you don't know, but it is public knowledge that Young Gravy loves a MILF. He's from Rochester, Minnesota, by the way. Just fun fact.
What?
Yeah, he's not. He went to the public Catholic school in my town.
What?
I'm not yeah, so look it up.
Wait, how am I just finding this out right now?
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Yeah, so what can I say?
Damn.
It's not cool. I didn't know him, but yeah. Yeah, so he comes from where I am from. I just think all this drama between Addison Rae's parents and Young Gravy is so ridiculous. And I feel so bad for poor Addison Rae. Like, I really, really do. She hasn't said anything about it, which good for her. But like Monty posted that one TikTok of him like flexing his muscles and screaming at the camera, which is so embarrassing. And then the fact that they went to the VMAs and then were making out at the VMAs is insane.
It's like we're dealing with teenagers, but these are like 40, 50-year-olds. And I'm like, what universe am I living in right now? Like, I don't understand. What the heck? I'm gonna be honest with you. There's been like so much stuff that's happened that I forgot that the VMAs happened and that happened and that was all over the headlines. Like, holy crap.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have anything else to say about it besides, like, I can't believe that actually happened because there were so many jokes for so long and blah, blah, blah. And I thought it was just a dumb social media, whatever. And then they actually showed up and were, like, making out and, like, whatever. So it fully could be for PR, which, like, whatever. But
it's working. Yeah.
Yeah, clearly it's working.
You know, you can live your best life. You can do whatever you want. But it's just sometimes I'm like, we can take a step back and use our critical thinking skills too, just a little bit, you know?
Just for a sec.
Yeah, right? And so I don't know. And it's just the fact that, like, one, it's in the public eye, and two, we're dealing with these like 40, 50-year-olds who are like trying to get mainstream with these kids, these literal kids. I'm like, I don't know.
Find another way.
Truly.
For real.
Yeah. Okay, my first pop culture, I guess is not really pop culture, but it's news, that Queen Elizabeth II passed away on September 8th at the age of 96.
Queen.
Which, you know what? Okay, first of all, I just need to say that I need to stop living through historical events because I'm tired. At 24, I am tired.
It is actually crazy what we have lived through to think about it.
Yeah.
I'm like, in 24 years of life, like, that's crazy.
Truly. And also just looking at like the past 2 years have felt like freaking 10.
I know.
And I just need a break. Like, can we slow down?
Literally.
Please?
I know. No, and I was especially thinking about that today with it being 9/11 when we're recording. But it's just like, truly, nobody in life has rested since that moment, I feel like. Like,
there has not been a moment of peace.
Remember when everyone thought we were going to die in 2012?
Yeah, but did you see the TikTok where the Egyptian calendar was behind? So 2012 was actually 2020 in our timeline.
Yo, we still didn't die though. What up?
A lot of people did though, Theoni.
Yeah, but it's not like, well, now you make me sound like an asshole.
No, it's okay. It's just that the level that they were talking about 2012 was like earthquakes and like tornadoes and like the tide rising and all that, you know?
When in 2012, I thought people just thought the world was going to like explode or something.
I thought it was going to be some sort of natural disaster and that everyone would be drowning and just have nowhere to live.
Cool.
Which is another situation, but we won't talk about it.
Yeah, okay, so Queen Elizabeth.
Let's talk about this historical moment, okay?
Yes, okay.
Queen Elizabeth passed away on September 8th at the age of 96. For me personally, it was very unexpected because I remember seeing that she was hospitalized earlier that day. And then in the afternoon, literally while I was in therapy, I got a notification that she had passed. And I was like, wait a second. I just read that she was hospitalized and now she had passed. Like, it was so quick. I was very surprised.
No, it was so quick. But what I will say is it's crazy that she was the longest living English monarch ever. Like, she has been, what was it, since she was 26? Like, it was 70 years or something like that, right? That is her whole life. Like, her whole life dedicated to that.
Yeah.
And it seems, I mean, I don't know a ton about the king and queen did and all of that stuff, but from what my understanding, she was very beloved, like a very good queen, like a very good leader. So
yeah, I was talking to Jack. I was like, she was born in 1926 and she has been queen for so long and she just passed in 2022. I'm like, girlie has lived through literally everything you could ever imagine. Like, I was like, Wow. Crazy.
I'm looking back and thinking about all the people we've lost this year. Like, it feels like we had like a big three.
Yeah.
Like, first we lose Betty White, then we
Yep.
lose Olivia Newton-John, and now it's like the Queen. And it's just like these three huge female figures in like pop culture, society, like all of these things.
I know.
It's just wild.
It's crazy. On September 9th, King Charles made a speech about her passing, which is so weird to say. I Googled Prince Charles and then it corrected me to King Charles. And I was like, wow, sorry, Google.
That was so quick.
I know.
Jeez.
I was like, holy crap. But yeah, he made a speech on the 9th. And then on September 10th, Prince William and Harry made a rare appearance together, greeting people outside of the Windsor Castle. Which is interesting because, as we know, that whole dynamic has been very strained for a long time. And I think this is the first appearance that the brothers have had together since
a long time.
since Harry and Meghan moved to America. So that was very interesting.
People are convinced that Prince Charles or King Charles and the Duchess consort Camilla like plotted and like killed Princess Diana.
Oh, I 100% believe that.
Really?
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
I don't know enough information, but I know that's like
you know, the joys of like OG quarantine is when you were so bored out of your mind that you researched anything you could come across. And my deep dive was Princess Diana.
Was it really?
Yeah, because all that shit that was happening with Harry and Meghan was happening in that time when we were still kind of in lockdown and it was kind of like iffy or whatever. So all of that drama brought all of the old drama back up. And I was like, wait a second. I need to dive into this because she died the year that I was born. So, I mean, I knew she was like beloved. Obviously, when you say Princess Diana, people know who you're talking about. But it's like, I didn't really know her story. And I did a deep dive and I was like, yep, 100%. 100%.
wow.
Have you seen the interview with Harry and Meghan that Oprah did?
No.
It's heartbreaking when Harry comes in. It is the way that he talks about his mom. It's just like Diana deserved so much better. And it's so sad that Harry knows. Like, your son knew that you deserved better and he's trying his best to protect his wife, who is now being targeted by the same people. And I'm like, I can't even imagine how traumatizing that is for Harry.
Oh, that just gave me chills. Like
Yeah, it's just
so I don't blame him one bit for leaving that behind. I really don't.
Oh, me neither. If you have time, watch that interview. It is freaking insane. Wait, have you heard about the whole drama that like Prince William cheated on Kate?
Yes.
Okay. That's another deep dive.
Honestly blows my mind because like look at William and look at Kate.
Yeah.
Kate is stunning, classy, like I love her. So what are you doing, William? You think with your receding I'm not gonna be mean. I'm not gonna be mean.
No, go continue
It's
Theoni.
receding hairline. Come on now. You think you can do better than Kate? You got lucky with Kate. You really did. Because she was willing to take on that role. And not everyone would. Not only was she willing to take it on, she's beautiful. She's poised. She's you know what?
Yeah. You sit down, William. You sit the fuck down. But no, that's another thing too where I think the rift has come between William and Harry's because obviously Charles cheated on Diana and blah, 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 all that stuff. So it obviously brought some things up for Harry because he knew everything that was happening to his mom, which again is fucked up. Anyways, moving on. And then actually earlier today, I think Queen Elizabeth's coffin arrived in Edinburgh, Scotland. And so there's been a lot of stuff happening in the UK across the pond. But yeah, I think the only thing that I will say on this topic is that the internet, I guess the side of the internet that I was on was so savage about how they were commenting. I was like, okay, wait, I think I missed something. And maybe I just, I will admit, history is not my favorite best subject. So I think there is clearly something that I did miss, but the internet came out swinging after her death. And I was like, okay.
Did you hear the rumor that Trisha Paytas gave birth to a baby when Queen Elizabeth died and named it Elizabeth? And everyone's like, it's Queen Elizabeth reincarnated. I was like, how? Trisha Paytas had not even had her child. Like, what is the internet doing? Y'all waste no time.
She was in labor, I think.
No, she was not in labor, because I went back and she explained in a video on her page. She literally posted a video that she was 1 centimeter dilated, and people ran with it. Yeah. Fuck.
I don't blame them. The internet is the wild, wild west sometimes.
Literally. Holy shite. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, wait. Have you seen the TikTok where, like, the girl comes into her dorm room and she's like, she wakes up her roommate who's napping. She's like, oh my God, the queen died. And her roommate, half asleep, is like, Dolly Parton died? And they're like, no, the Queen Elizabeth. And she's like, and like, you could see the relief on her face, like, oh my God. Like,
was it staged?
No, it was not.
Okay, because I have not seen
so
that.
Funny.
But, oh my God! Please find it and send it to me.
I will. It was so
She said,
funny.
"Oh my God, Dolly Parton, no."
Yeah, exactly.
No, but I have seen TikToks of people making these like slideshows of pictures of these women, like, please protect them at all costs. Julie Andrews, Dolly Parton, like, literally. So I just have to mention that the Don't Worry Darling premiere happened, and I know we have talked about this on the show before, but the show, is this a show now? What am I
welcome
saying?
to our show.
Welcome to our show. Do you remember Mike's Super Short Show on Disney Channel? Damn, that was a good. You don't?
No, I don't.
Mike's Super Short Show. No? Ringing
No.
anybody? Okay. Anyways,
Nope.
so the Don't Worry, I hate myself. So the Don't Worry Darling premiere happened at the Venice Film Festival, and the amount of theories and things that went crazy. My friend Sam sent me a meme of Charlie Day with on that whiteboard, you know, where he like looks like he's like has all the notes and stuff, and he's like freaking out.
He's like on
it was
crack.
Like,
He's
yes,
like,
literally,
this is it.
Literally. And she was like, the caption for it was, what you don't know is that Don't Worry Darling, the movie isn't a thing. This is the movie. The drama, the PR is the movie. Like, and I would believe it. I would believe it. That's the thing.
Oh, yeah.
So first of all, people think Harry and Olivia broke up because they like did not interact at the premiere at all. Then she was not present at one of his shows recently, which she's like always at his shows. But also, to be fair, she is like a mother and also has other things going on. So she might not have just been able to make that one. And then there was also that stupid thing that went crazy of like Harry Styles spitting on Chris Pine, which he literally didn't. But I will say though, Chris Pine was the funniest person that entire time. He like that one interview that he did with Harry where Harry was like, I just love that this movie is like a real movie. And Chris Pine is just staring into the distance like, I'm sorry, Chris Pine is too good for everything going on around him. He really is.
He like carried that entire premiere, and I loved it.
He did. Him
Also,
and Gemma Chan were playing like posts
Buffers.
between people. Yes, buffers, exactly.
Yeah. Did you see that Harry addressed the spitting on Chris Pine at a concert?
Yes, I did, which is so funny.
Really, it was really funny. Again, I almost forgot that this had happened because there's been so much crap happening in this world. I will say, I thought it was so funny that Florence's glam team had t-shirts that said Miss Flo. I was like,
that is
the pettiest of the petty. Like,
literally. Damn, they said don't come for our girl. Like, do
exactly.
not. For you guys listening, if you don't know, Olivia, in the video that was shared of basically Shia LaBeouf's conversation with Olivia Wilde, she called Florence Pugh Miss Flo, and that's how it came about. So,
like, I love that, like, Florence knew that went viral, and she was like, let's just make t-shirts out of it. And like, everyone came with Miss Flo.
Right.
I was like, yes, the The biggest power move of all. So as all of this drama has been happening, I'm like conflicted about it because one, we know that obviously Olivia Wilde, this is her second movie that she's directing, and Booksmart, her first film, did super, super well.
Yeah.
And I'm a little conflicted because it's like, okay, she's a female director and like people are going to scrutinize females literally in any field ever because that's just what society freaking does to us. And so I'm conflicted where it's like, okay, well, is this really it? Like if a male director did the same thing, would everyone be up in arms about it? But the reason why I'm conflicted is that, okay, I know Florence. I know her movies. I know she's like very passionate about everything that she does. And it's weird that she's not promoting it on her socials. She didn't go she didn't do any of the press tours and stuff. So it's like, okay, well, on that side, I'm like, well, then there must have been something truly happening. And so I don't know. I guess it's like a push and pull situation for me because it's like, yes, I want it to be a win for female directors to kind of make a way that is very, very heavy in males in this industry. But then another part is like, okay, well, maybe something really did happen because that's kind of weird what Florence is doing.
I know. I've got to say, I really do feel like something happened, but I don't think we'll ever understand what it is. But
I don't think so
to
either.
your point, I mean, I get the thing where it's like maybe it wouldn't be said if it was like a male director, but I also think there's so many high profile people in this movie that's like current that like, or even were involved in it prior to the thing that made it what it was. You know what I mean?
Yeah. My second pop culture thing that I have is that the D23 Expo happened a couple days ago, which is Disney's kind of huge conference, kind of like similar to Comic-Con, except it's all of like the Disney stuff that they have. And there was literally so much news, and I love this conference because we get so much stuff. We get so much.
We do.
Like so many things are confirmed, and it's just so exciting to see all of them start to become real. So I'm just gonna list a couple of things that I saw, but like for Marvel, we got the Secret Invasion trailer, which is the TV show on Disney Plus that is coming out in 2023 with Nick Fury. And I am so excited because if you remember, Nick Fury has been very, 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 very absent for these past few movies.
Is it going to be like a current Nick Fury, or is it like an old, like a younger version?
No, I think it's him. Like, it's going to be like the present or whatever present is for the Marvel universe. So I'm super excited for that because where have you been, homie?
Literally, where have you been?
And then they also released an image for Thunderbolts, which I think is another TV show coming on Disney Plus in 2023 that has all of our like kind of favorite, not villains, but like great characters. So we have, what's his name? The Captain America, but not the Captain America in the Disney Plus TV show.
I don't want to know.
I don't remember his name,
like
but it's
that man.
But it's him, and it's Florence Pugh, her character, and Sebastian Stan will be in it. And it's just like all of these really cool characters, and I'm so excited. It looks so good.
I'm excited too.
They also released the Loki season 2 trailer, I believe. I don't think I've seen it, but there's a couple of things where they haven't, like some things they can release online and some things they're like, this only stays here at the conference. So I don't know if I've seen that. The last Marvel thing I have is that the Black Panther Wakanda Forever director, Matt Shakman, will be directing Fantastic Four. So that's very exciting.
Interesting.
Yeah, I know.
I'm surprised we didn't get a Fantastic Four cast. Honestly, because there's been so much theorizing about that I really thought we were going to get that announcement.
Yeah.
I really hope they don't mess it up.
Isn't Fantastic Four coming out in 2025 or is it 2024?
I thought it was 2024, but maybe it is 2025. I'm not sure. Let me look it up.
Okay. Because I remember there was that whole like timeline at Comic-Con that they released. That Fantastic Four would be the beginning of Phase 5, I think, and then it would end with two.
You're right.
Right?
You're right.
So I don't know, but
whatever.
yeah. And then another thing is that they released the Percy Jackson teaser trailer for Disney Plus.
Everyone is so excited.
I know.
You're
it
so
literally
excited.
blew up. I am just so very hopeful because this series has been fucked by so many different studios that I just need Percy Jackson to have a win, okay?
I hope it's good.
I know, and the thing is that the writer, Rick Riordan, he is the writer for the show. So that makes me think that it's going to be good because it's going to be true to literally his vision. He is the one who created it. So it's like, okay, if he's the writer of the actual show, then I trust him, you know? Which reminds me that Sarah J. Maas should do the same for her Hulu adaptation of Avatar.
Oh my God. Okay.
Sorry, that was a sidebar.
No, I'm going on a rant. I'm sorry. I have to just say something. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm really trying not to get distracted, but if you bring up Sarah J. Maas, I can't do anything about it because it's your fault for bringing it up. So anyways, with the ACOTAR TV show, they fully need to, spoilers, if you have not read all of Sarah J. Maas's books, tune out for the next couple, whatever.
Yeah.
They need to do a whole SJM universe in TV shows or movies or something because the way that they're starting to get connected, especially with ACOTAR and Crescent City, there's no way that now you can have ACOTAR without that. You can't.
I know. And did you hear that Throne of Glass was optioned to be a film, but then the rights expired, so the rights came back to Sarah J. Maas, which makes me think that she might entwine them with the ACOTAR TV adaptation.
I really, really, really hope so. But I will say, I want to see all of her stuff in movies or books. Or movies or TV shows.
Yeah, I agree.
Whoever the casting director is, though, good freaking luck. Sorry. Okay, Disney Expo. I'm so sorry. Percy Jackson.
Gosh, no, don't apologize. But yeah, Percy Jackson, super excited for that. And then they also released a little snippet of the Little Mermaid live action movie that's coming out soon.
I saw
with,
that.
What's her name?
Halle Berry. No, frick.
Not Halle Berry.
Hailey Bieber.
Haley.
What's her name? Haley Seinfeld. What's her freaking name?
It's Haley something.
Halle Bailey. No. Bailey.
No, I don't think so.
No, it's Halle Bailey.
Oh,
because her sister's name is Chloe Bailey.
Chloe Bailey. Yeah, I think so. Okay.
I'm not going to rest until I figure out what her frickin' name is. It is Halle Bailey. Okay, I was right.
Okay. You were close, but then you said Halle Berry.
I wasn't right. I said Halle Berry. What the hell? Okay.
But they released a snippet of her singing Part of Your World, I think. And I am so excited. I guess I never really heard her sing a more, I don't want to say classical, but a more theatrical song because she is in pop and R&B. That's what she releases. And so hearing her sing that, I was like, damn, you're actually really good at musical theater songs.
I have one gripe.
Okay.
Her voice sounds stunning I think she is perfect for the role, okay?
Yeah.
But the snippet that we got, there was runs and which is nice, but I just when you have a song as iconic as that and you're making I don't need the fancy stuff. I want the song. It's just on Broadway, there's certain parts of certain songs that you're literally not allowed to riff on because it changes the original intention of it. So not that she doesn't sound great doing it, but it's just let's keep it to the original music.
So what are you going to do when Cynthia and Ariana do the same thing for the Wicked movie?
I don't want them to, and I'm hoping that
what
they don't.
What do they do? Yeah.
Well, if they do, I promise I will be equally as pissed. Because again, Wicked is one of those shows where it's there are a few moments where people will opt up or things like that, which fine. But for me, it has to be done in the right way, or you just stick to the original music because to a point, I think it can take away from the song. And that's when it really pisses me off.
I agree. It has to be intentional. The run or whatever note you're jumping to or whatever you're doing has to be intentional, especially for musical theater. So I definitely understand about the whole Little Mermaid thing. I don't like runs, or I don't like modernizing it when it shouldn't be. So, but yeah.
And with the Ariana thing, I will be angry if she uses her pop voice and tries to make it pop. I will be angry.
Oh, yeah.
Like, because I know she can sing Broadway. So use your Broadway voice. Use your Broadway tone.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, I will be freaking pissed. Because that's not what it should be.
Especially with this iconic... Oh, no, you're good. Especially with this iconic musical theater character. It's like that's not Glinda. Like, you know it's not Glinda either to do all of these riffs. Or, I mean, maybe she could do a couple of like riffs here and there because like, I don't know, I feel like Glinda is like very bubbly, but also I feel like she's very proper as well.
But I just don't think Ariel's one to be like, part of your world. Yeah, like that's not what it is. So, sorry.
You're right. Ariel.
I think I should just be Ariel. That was my addition right there. I am so jazzed to see Melissa McCarthy as Ursula, though. She will crush it.
Me too. Another thing at the Disney Expo, they released the Disenchanted trailer, which is the sequel to Enchanted.
I'm literally so excited because here's the thing. Enchanted is literally on my list for favorite movies of all time. I think it is so underrated. I literally love it so much. And oh my God. And Patrick Dempsey was looking fine as hell in his white hair. Wowzers. That man's. But
I mean, the sequel has been a long time coming, and so I'm very excited. I'm very excited that they're actually finally doing it because I feel like Enchanted is such one of those like good movies, like just like such a good Disney movie, you know?
Agreed. And I hope it just keeps the spirit of the first one because I feel like so many times like films these days are trying so hard to do something different or trying to make something whatever. Like just stay to like what we loved about the first one, you know? Like that's what I want.
I will say, maybe this is an unpopular opinion. Maybe it's not. I guess I'm like over all of these like remakes and sequels and stuff. Like I want original stuff now. Like stop.
Same.
It's great that you're giving me a sequel. Like I'm very excited to watch it and I will watch it. But I'm like, I am more inclined to watch something new now. Like why are we writing off the backs of like these older franchises when you had the chance to do it, you know?
100%. And everything's getting brought back in a new I need new stuff. So I 100% agree with you there.
Yeah, because Hocus Pocus 2 is coming out in October. And it's like, again, great, like such a great classic, but you had your chance to make the sequel all the way back then. It's like, I mean, I guess like
why now?
Exactly. So I'm hoping that everything shifts, right? We pivot to something where it's just like new stuff is being created now. And then the last thing that I have for the Disney Expo is that there was also a huge section for Star Wars. So we got the Mandalorian Season 3 trailer, we got the Ahsoka trailer, and then we also got the Bad Batch Season 2 trailer, which are all TV shows on Disney+. There was a bunch of other Star Wars stuff, but that was kind of the notable things.
Wow. Yeah. So much news at the Disney Expo. And it just reminds me how much control Disney has over all of our lives. Like, or the entertainment industry, like truly, you know?
Yeah, you know, it's a little problematic.
Just a little. Walt Disney is frozen. That man's going to be resurrected, I'm telling you.
I believe that conspiracy theory. I believe that. I was also going to say that Disney also has a hand in Harry Potter as well. So it's just like, there's so much stuff. It's crazy.
It really is. My next pop culture. You guys, I FaceTimed Selena in tears when I heard about this. So Sarah J. Maas had her live stream for ACOSF. And one of the people who asked the question said, well, the Throne of Glass is over. And she said, is it? Which means that it's not over and it's coming back and we're going to when I tell you, I literally called Selena crying, and she's like, I'm trying to write, bitch. And I just like literally could not, like, I am so happy. I need Daddy Phantom Hands back. I need him.
You just called him daddy.
Yeah, but it's different because it's Dorian. And I also because that's
so now you're on the daddy train with Dorian.
I would never use that name in a real way. Like, I would never call someone daddy, nor would I let them call me mommy. None of that shit. Everyone on TikTok calls him Daddy Phantom Hands, okay?
You're right. I was just giving you shit.
No. I'm just very protective over myself because I'm very fragile. Okay. Anyways, so I'm very excited, and I hope we get to see those characters in some way again. Or
I'm
we will.
convinced at this point this should just be a Sarah J. Maas podcast. Like,
no, literally though. Like, you guys. Fuck. Okay.
But no, I'm very excited. And I don't know, a part of me is like, after I read A House of Sky and Breath, like I figured that would be the case, but I love that she addressed that and she like gave us an actual kernel of hope. And I'm very excited because you know me, as much as I love ACOTAR, like Throne of Glass is like my bread and butter. So
yeah, no, it is. And like, she also, I do have to say this about the Sarah J. Maas live stream, because I do feel like this is a big moment in pop culture. She said nothing about Azriel, not one thing. So you know shit's coming. And she said we're gonna get more Elaine in some way. So I don't know what that means, but we're about to get a shit ton of Azriel, and she said nothing about it.
Yeah. That's telling. That is so crazy how much that tells us. Yep. You know? That reminds me, if Sarah goes on tour for Crescent City 3, we should buy tickets and go in person.
Yes, 100%.
Watch her cancel on us.
Oh my God, I do have to give a shout out to my friend. Wait, what'd you say?
I said, she's going to cancel on us.
Honestly, our luck at this point.
Luck? Yeah. She's going to be like, just kidding. I can't go to that tour city anymore.
Oh, fuck. No, my friend Denise, who just read ACOTAR for the first time, texted me the other day. She's like, I will pray to Sarah J. Maas. And like, she's literally, she is an icon, legend, star. Okay. Anyways.
Yeah.
What's your next pop culture?
Okay. My next one is that at the VMAs, Taylor Swift announced her next album called Midnights to be released at the end of October. And that literally made everyone go into a frenzy. Because, again, maybe some people were expecting an album, but me personally, I was expecting another re-record. Mm-hmm. But I'll take another album. Like, that's fine. So I'm really excited. And it's great that she did it at the VMAs. Because she won a lot of awards at
She did for All Too Well, I think.
I know, which she deserves. It was great. So.
100%. I will say I'm very curious to see what the vibe of this album will be, and I hope it almost has a rock edge to it. I'm hoping.
People think it is, and I'm so excited. Because
like at this point, she's shown us she can do whatever genre she wants at this point. So like, I would love to see her branch into something we really haven't heard from her before. Mm-hmm. Like, why not at this point?
Yeah, exactly. And when people were speculating that it's like going to be a rock album, I went back to listen to Better Than Revenge. And I was like, oh my God, you can totally do rock, right?
Yes, I loved her Speak Now album. I don't love Taylor Swift, but I like that album a lot.
Yeah. Okay, what's your next thing?
Sorry. Okay, I only have one more thing.
Okay.
And that is that Leah Michele premiered as her role as Fanny Bryson Funny Girl.
Yes.
And she crushed it. I saw videos of her singing Don't Rain on My Parade, and I'm sorry, I don't care what anyone says. She is born for that role. And they honestly, it's hard for me to say this because I don't want to give any shade to like either Beanie Feldstein or Julie Benko, who is also doing performances, who I've also heard is fantastic. But I just feel like it would have been so much more beneficial to them to just start with Lea Michele rather than number one, hurt these other performers in the process. And also for their sake, because people are going nuts over it. Like, she is fantastic in the role.
Yeah. I'm in the same boat as you. I feel conflicted about it because it's like, I want to give Beanie that, you know, that space and that spotlight, but it's just like in the end, casting Lea Michele afterward, like after the fact, is just like hurting and creating more drama than it should. But the thing is, though, I do agree. A part of me is just like, okay, well, you should have just casted Lea Michele at the beginning because one, it would have been so meta. Like, it would have been so perfect because of Glee, and like everyone knows that. So
yeah, but I was just talking to my roommate about this the other day because I made some comment about how I really want to go see her. She's like, I'll go with you, and I'm like, are you serious? She's like, yeah. So I'm literally gonna do research for tickets tonight because I need to see that in real life. Like, I think my life would be complete, to be honest. Like,
is she doing like all 8 shows, or is she splitting it with the other girl?
No, she's doing them all. I think Julie Benko is doing Thursday nights, I believe.
Oh, got it. Okay.
But otherwise,
because aren't they doing like a spring awakening thing?
No, I think that's already done with.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm clearly not caught up.
But yeah, so that's my last pop culture thing, but I literally, good for her. She's one of those people where I understand why people did not like her, but I hope she like is allowed to have like a good career moving forward because she like, I don't know. She's a good example of like giving someone a chance to like actually change and like still have a career and not shame them for like, you know, whatever. Anyways, not going to get into that, but.
Have you seen the conspiracy theory that you can't read?
I sure have.
I'm sorry. I'm a firm believer in that one too.
No, Selena, she can freaking read, dude.
No, she can't.
Yes, she can.
No.
She's
she
not
can't.
illiterate. I'm sorry, she's not. She can read. She can read.
No.
I'm sorry.
No.
Anyone who says she can't, I just, like, I get it. Like, the proof is kind of there, but, like, she can read.
No. What do you mean? The proof is totally there.
Okay, name one solid proof where you're like, she 100% can't read. Go.
So Taylor Swift, Lea Michele was invited to a Taylor Swift, like, listening party for one of Taylor Swift's album. I think it was either for Red or Fearless, one of those. And Lea Michele took a picture of the flowers that Taylor sent to her afterward as like a little thank you, along with her card. And literally the first sentence that Taylor writes on the fucking card is that, I'm so proud that you read my lyric for whatever. Like, you read it and you did such a great job. Why would Taylor point that out? Okay. And then there was this video
a joke?
where, no, then there was this video of Lea Michele reading a children's book, and there are so many people on TikTok saying how like they're elementary teachers and they teach kids for a living to read, and they figured out from the movement of Leah's eyes when she's reading the children's book that she's saying it from memory and she's actually not reading it.
I still don't believe it. But again, I can understand why people would believe it, but I don't believe it at all. I just don't. I think that people on the internet are insane. Like, really? You pick a celebrity and you're like, you can't read. And then it's like, you can make proof out of anything, honestly. Like, let's talk about it. Go listen to last week's episode for that.
Okay. I have a couple of other things. So they're not in depth because I kind of just threw them on the list. But so my other one is that Jeanette McCurdy, she's been speaking out about her recent memoir. She's been doing a lot of different interviews, kind of talking about the book, but also talking about her experiences that she had on Nickelodeon and also her abusive relationship with her mom. And so I don't have all of the details, and to be honest, I don't want to dive into it without getting all of the details correct, and also because it is very, very triggering. So, but I just want to say that I am very, very happy that she is speaking out and that she has a platform to be able to air these grievances. But it also makes me really sad that it's like, okay, well, if this happened to her, has it changed? Right? It has anything changed at Disney and Nickelodeon and all of these other places that still do all these kid shows. And so it makes me question just like how ethical the industry is for kids.
I don't think it's ethical at all, especially. And I mean, I feel like we've heard stories throughout time, and like, I really feel like this sounds horrible to say, but I think there's a reason, on top of the normal pressures of being famous, that a lot of child stars like either go through a period of like really hard times or really hard struggles. And I think there's a reason for that, because I don't think in a lot of ways they're properly cared for throughout that or supported throughout that. And they're pushed a lot more than they should be. So if you guys do want to read more about or like listen more about Jeanette McCurdy, I saw a couple clips from Red Table Talk, which is with Jada Pinkett Smith, Willow Smith, and I forget what their mom's name is, but it's the three of them. And they did a really good job of discussing it. So if you want to go listen more and get more details, listen to that.
I 100% agree with you. And the thing is too, is that in Demi Lovato's documentary, I don't remember which one, but she had talked about the struggle of that as well, being a child actor. What?
Because she just has so many documentaries. Sorry.
Yes. Sorry. Like I really can't remember. So
I know. No. It's just funny to me that she literally has so many. And now she's saying she regrets them. But anyways.
Wait, really?
Yes. She came out in an interview and said she regrets doing all of her documentaries.
Oh, interesting. I did not see that. Okay.
Yeah.
But anyways, I do remember her talking about that conflict within her as a kid of providing paychecks for the family, but you're working but you're a kid. And it's just like, I can tell how sticky of a situation that can be. And Okay. My next thing is that there are a couple of new TV shows. The first one is Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power on Amazon Prime. Jack and I actually watched the first episode and it actually wasn't bad. You know me, I love high fantasy shit. Like anything high fantasy, give it to me. I will take it. Yeah. I will eat it all. And so Jack is a really big Lord of the Rings fan, and obviously it's high fantasy. So I was like, okay, let's watch it. And it was actually, the first episode was actually really good considering it's Amazon Prime and it's high fantasy, so it's like all CGI. It's like very things that don't exist. And so I was impressed with the CGI and the graphics, and I was like,
that's awesome.
How much money did Jeff Bezos pour into this TV show? Because it looks really good for being a streaming, like an original streaming TV show, you know?
I respect it. If you're gonna do Lord of the Rings, you need to do it right.
Exactly. And I think that's what they had in their mind, because they were like, we can't fuck around with this franchise because it has so many fans that they need to pour literally every single penny into it, which more power to them. And I think it was a good choice. Moving on from that and talking about the fans, there's been a lot of racist backlash because some of the characters are people of color. And God forbid that there's an elf that's not white. But
wait,
a lot of people are...
Like,
people just like don't like it because the original trilogy released in the early 2000s featured a majority cast of white men. And so everyone's like, okay, well, if this is in the same universe, why would there be people of color? Which I understand, but also it's not feasible to have a talking dragon and an elf and a wizard and all of these weird creatures and not have people of color, which is another gripe that I have with Harry Potter as well, but that's a whole nother conversation. Yeah. But it just like irks me because it's like, you can have such a huge imagination of like dragons and these battles and just like all of these demons and all that stuff, but God forbid there's a person of color in the show and you're like, that's unrealistic. And I'm like, okay, I see where your priorities are.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
Ugh. That must have been so disappointing to like hear that after like really enjoying it too. And then to hear that it's like really people like that's what you're gonna make this into, really.
I know, exactly. And that's another thing that I have with Marvel and Star Wars, because a lot of fans have also come out with that kind of same rhetoric as well, especially with Miss Marvel for Marvel. And then for Star Wars, it's...
Wait, why are people mad at Miss Marvel?
Because she wasn't white. She was,
but
Pakistan,
that's how she was in the comics.
Exactly. People don't...
But that's literally... And here's the thing. I think Marvel started out very, very white, right? But also they were going through the comics. So like as they've gotten to comics or like stories that have become more modern, where they were including people of color and people of different cultures and things like that, they've included that in a good way. And I feel like Black Panther is a really good example of that. So it's like, why do people get so pissed?
I know.
Why?
I will say that there was an executive at Disney that oversaw Kevin Feige, right? Kevin Feige is the big guy who announces all these things at the conferences. There was this executive at Disney who didn't allow for any diverse voices, any diverse cast. And so that's why you can see phase 1 and phase 2 are very, very white, because he wouldn't allow that. He actually retired, and Kevin Feige, God bless his soul, that's the only white man I'll trust. He was like, hey, there are so many other stories. Let's bring them all in. And so that's kind of why there's such a bigger diverse cast for Marvel, which like good for him. And he's doing such a great job at that. Similar to that, Star Wars also has all of this backlash too, especially with the most recent trilogy that they released with John Bodega and Mary something Tran. I don't know what his last name is.
Bodega. See me ever laugh when I go to the bodega. It's a you know. Sorry.
But there's been a lot of that too, and I don't know. I don't know about you, but like for me, it definitely leaves like a bad taste in my mouth, knowing that there are people out there who are so concerned about the cast versus the story, and I'm like, what are you watching it for then? I'm just so confused. You know,
I especially when it's not relevant to the story. You know what I mean? Like, no matter what color this person is, it doesn't affect the story, right? Okay, now you're going to be so annoyed for me for bringing this in the conversation, but I'm actually going to be serious about it. But like thinking about like the Akatar TV show, right? You have the, no, I'm sorry, but you think about the different...
Don't apologize. Don't you ever apologize.
They have the different courts, right? And if they try to make those people look different than they are, that would affect the story in the way where it's like each court is like representative of a different race, just like in... like Throne of Glass, you know, when they go to the southern continent and it's like Sartok and like all them, it's you need to put like Southern Asian people in those roles. Like you can't change that because it's part of the, you know.
No, I definitely understand. And it's interesting that like more of these comments keep popping up with all of these like really big TV shows and stuff. But I guess that's just gonna how it goes. And then my other TV show.
Sorry.
I know.
I just have to say that. It shouldn't be, and it's disappointing every time it happens nonetheless. Yeah.
And then my other TV show is that The House of Dragon is airing on HBO Max. And I've heard really great things about it, but I don't have HBO Max. And also, I'm like still disappointed by Game of Thrones. So I don't like want to dive into The House of Dragon. But again, it's just like another high fantasy kind of TV show that everyone, I guess, is kind of liking. So, yeah. And then the last thing that I have, not that exciting, but Dancing with the Stars cast for the next season was announced.
I can't believe I forgot to bring that up. You guys, Dancing with the Stars is such a pleasure for me to watch. Like, I don't care no matter what anyone said. I was going to say guilty pleasure, but I'm not guilty about it. Like, exactly. I love that show. And I eat that shit up. And my favorite pro, who hasn't been on in seasons and seasons, is coming back. And I'm so excited to see him back in the ballroom because he always does the most creative dances. And I'm so excited. Mark Ballas.
Oh, okay. That name sounds familiar, but
Yeah, he was like an OG, and he was on there for a
got
long
it.
time and then left. But he's paired with Charlie D'Amelio, actually.
oh, interesting.
Yeah, I feel like it would be a really good cast, actually.
Yeah. I was going to say I haven't watched the show in literally years, but it's been blowing up on my newsfeed and stuff. So.
You should watch it. You should watch it.
Yeah.
It's really good. I'm so curious. I just hope the judges like aren't annoying, because sometimes they're annoying. I'm like, y'all are judging ballroom dancing and you're picking faves. Don't even try to act like you're not.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
exactly.
y'all are. So
But that's it for all of the pop culture items that I have.
okay, guys. So once again, I'm not fully understanding what's happening. So Selena's gonna explain to you guys what next week's episode is. Yay! Give it up for Selena.
Thanks. Thank you, Theoni, for that wonderful, wonderful introduction. Next week we'll actually be in the same room recording the podcast, because I will be in Boston. So we're going to do a rundown of all the things that we've done together, and then we'll also do another Hinge segment that we did when I was in Boston this past spring. So it'll be like a part 2 to the Hinge episode.
I don't know why I decided to subject myself to this again, but we'll see. We'll see if it gets better this time. It won't, but we can hope.
Yeah.
We can hope. All right, guys. Well, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.